Welcome to Discover the Terror. My name is Maximilian Schmidt, and this is Herbert. We are your ghoulish hosts for this evening. Tonight, we have an acclaimed screenwriter and published novelist, an expert in all things spooky. His name is Harker Jones. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So Harker, you're somebody else that I've known for quite some time. And I have seen your talent and all the flourishes you bring with it. So can you tell me where it all started? When did writing infect you?
I was 13.
Oh.
And it started as fanfic, but that wasn't a term then. No, I just started writing when I was 13, angsty poems and things about poltergeist and just scary. I was like scary stuff. I don't know why. I think partially it's because I'm very, very anxious. So this is a way to work through that in a safe way.
It's like a therapy of sorts.
Yeah, like suspense and the terror because it's safe. Whether it's writing or it's a movie or whatever, I just feel I'm still safe, you know? Yeah. And it works through those things. I think that's true of everybody, honestly. That's why we like horror movies so much. Yeah. And there's so many, and we're in a golden age for at least 15 years at this point, I think. An extended golden age, and it's ideally will not stop. Anyway, so I started when I was 13, and my first complete novel, was this.
Okay. Never have I ever.
When I was 17, and that changed. I kept with it, and I wrote then my second book when I was 27, and I moved out to LA.
Okay.
And I decided at one point, I didn't come here to write screenplays.
Where'd you move from again?
From Michigan.
Michigan.
A dirt road in Michigan, no traffic light, even now.
Was LA your first time seeing red, yellow, and green?
No. No. We were outside Ann Arbor. We were on a dirt road, but we had a city nearby. And I love Ann Arbor. I miss it all the time. But, so I came out here. I remember I was at the gym doing abs, and I was just like, I was so angry about something. And I was like, I'm going to write a screenplay about this. And so that got me on my road. And then I adapted Never Have I Ever into a screenplay. It became way more complex. And then I adapted it back into a novel, which is even way more complex.
Wait. So started from novel to screenplay to novel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please go back to the first novel and take me along that journey, because that's fascinating.
I didn't realize, people have been like, I never heard of that before. I'm like, I didn't know it was that unusual. I guess it is.
Yeah, trailblazer over here.
I'm the first. I love that. If you do it best, someone can always do it better. Mm-hmm. But if you do it first, you're always first. And I love that. Right?
Can't take that from you.
Right. Yeah, it was after I graduated high school on that dirt road in Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I like slasher movies. I love horror movies in general. It's my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, of course. That's why you're here.
Right. And then my favorite subgenre is slasher. Mm-hmm. And so I just wrote a slasher. And I remember my friend saying, she was reading it. Basically, as I was typing it, she was reading it. She's like, but he died? The first person? Sorry, spoiler alert, it's a boy. And she's like, I was like, what do you think was going to happen? And she was like, well, I thought they were going to band together and kick his ass. And I was like, well, that would be boring. Like, that's not the point at all. She's lovely, don't get me wrong. Yeah. And so, I just wrote a slasher novel, and it stuck with me. I mean, it's my baby, of course it stuck with me. And then I was like, this is really ripe for a screenplay.
It wasn't published, right?
It wasn't published, no.
Okay.
No. I read it recently during the lockdown, the pandemic. I was like, I have time. So I read it. It's not bad. It's really surprising. Since I was 17, it's really not bad. This is significantly more complex, though.
Got you. So just maturing with age gave it that complexity that you didn't have in that first run. But how did it change from book to screenplay and back to book? I assume things got taken out, got put back in.
It did change. It wasn't called Never Have I Ever. It was called Burying the Past. Okay. Which was not a great title, but it was kind of a placeholder. Mm-hmm. So I updated it. At that point, it was I won't say terrorized, but they get it through text. Okay. They get it. All the 8 kids get a text that says "Never have I ever," and one of the kids is like, "This is really weird." Everyone else is like, "Whatever," because it doesn't mean anything yet. Mm-hmm. But once the first kid gets killed, they get another text that says, "You didn't play the game." So all of a sudden they're like, "Oh," and they figure out we're all connected in ways we don't know. And that was true. It really hasn't changed that much, but the texting is new because it takes place now. I could have it take place in the 90s, but whatever.
Because so much time has went by since you first wrote it. Technology has advanced.
Right, prehistoric times. Right. Yeah, so I wanted it to be contemporary. And technology changes so fast every 30 seconds, you know. Yeah, so I added that, so it's a text thing. And I think it still works. I did have a screenwriting instructor, Peter Douglas Russell. God bless his soul. He said I needed to have, because for me, the final girl trope is fine, but there aren't really stakes. We know who's going to survive.
Yeah.
So like, fine, I'm along for the ride, but and so I wanted this to be all 8 characters were equal, so you didn't know. And he thought that was great. Then the next time he was like, oh no, I shouldn't have said that. You have to have someone be like the lead. I was like, fuck. So that got changed as well.
Yeah.
And for the better. For the better. And well, I can't give spoilers, sorry. I want to say, anyway, it still works.
Try not to give as many spoilers because we want people to read this beautiful book.
Yes, and go see the movie when it comes out.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and people really like the script. That it pushed me forward in doing the book. Like, I published my first book, Love Story, until September.
Until September.
And they were like, oh, you have an email list, you know, so they can read your next book. They'll know about it. And I was like, but I write screenplays. I didn't, so I should have done what they said. Because then I wrote this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just, there's so much psychology in this, or psychological aspects. And as I was just writing it, it just got deeper and deeper and deeper. Because he's the lead character is the bully. How often is the lead character a bully?
Yeah, no,
they're usually one-dimensional.
Exactly.
Like Back to the Future.
Well, that's what I was gonna say about the book. Is a slasher film usually is an hour and 30 minutes, so you can't really get in depth with the characters.
Right.
Nor the writers probably wanted to. Right. Teenagers kill them all. Right.
Right. They're here to die.
You give yourself some opportunity to really understand the characters and give them weight when they die, hopefully, or hopefully not. So what kind of edge did that give you going into the screenplay? Did you have to really take away a lot of context for these characters? Because you're limited with pages.
Right. Oh, totally. It's very different. With a novel, you can do whatever the fuck you want, you know? There's not structure like there is with screenplays. It still needs to be telling a story, obviously. It keeps people interested. I did have to change some things, but they were minor. It all just kind of fit. I think it's 98 pages, something like that. So like right in that zone.
Yeah.
But it didn't change a whole lot. I mean, it changed, but not in terms of like that. I didn't have to cut dramatic things out. In the first one, there's a huge storm that comes through. It's a heat wave in September. Why? I don't know. That's how I wrote it. And there's a huge storm. And I just cut that out. It was fine for the book.
Yeah.
But for the screenplay, it was unnecessary. And so when I actually rewrote it and published this, it's cut out. It didn't matter.
So, I want to go back to the idea of slashers being your favorite subgenre, but going to Until September, right? That's the title?
Mm-hmm.
You said that was the first published book of yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you give us like a little description of what that book's about so we get context?
It's about a boy who falls in love with another boy for the first time when they're spending a summer between high school and college. In 1966, and it sets in motion a series of consequences that changes their lives forever.
Gotcha.
It's a love story, but it's not a romance. It was so tricky marketing this because people hear love story and they hear romance. Yeah. And that is very safe. It's a meet cute and a happy ending guaranteed, which is fine. But it was really hard to market this because it's not that. That's fine. This is not that,
Well, you described it, when we're talking outside, as how there are horror-esque elements of it. And obviously, horror is such a broad term, right?
Totally.
The subgenre C is so deep, right? I don't even think we've discovered...
Plumbed the depths of the ocean,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. So I think horror creeps into a lot of our lives. It doesn't have to be a slasher villain or goblins or ghouls. It could be psychological. It could be love itself. So how do you think horror... and some like terror, anxiety, how does that play into Until September?
One of my former friends said it reads like a horror novel because there's such a sense of dread.
Okay, dread.
From the very first sentence, I was so young when it all began. The blame hardly feels like mine. Like, how do you not know? It's just gonna go down.
Downhill from there.
I mean, and so, in my head, no one would remember the 1 1/3 pages of the prologue until the end. But I've gotten fan letters, and they're like, the whole time, I couldn't stop thinking, who's telling this story? Who's telling this story? And I'm like, God, that really stuck with you. It's a great intro. And so there's that sense of dread.
Mm-hmm.
They have only until September to figure out how to move into the future. Will they do it or will they not?
Okay.
And again, if everyone dies, it's less bleak than what happens in the story.
Yes. Okay, because death is kind of an easy way out sometimes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
living with that dread longer than you wanted to, and longer than you can endure.
Suspense is great in storytelling, not in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, in real life, no, not at all. I want everything to be safe in real life.
But I'm just seeing the connection. They're both very human stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
A slasher villain is, how it started is a nutcase in some sort of mask, or not mask, but just killing people.
Right.
It's basically a serial killer, just more
elaborate.
Right?
Right? Totally.
So
what flashy.
Yeah, exactly. A little flashy, a little hockey mask here.
Right.
So I'm wondering, like, what about slasher villains just really affected you at such a young age that's your favorite subgenre? Is there something in that subgenre that really struck a nerve of fear?
I think it's a 1-by-1 thing.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Yeah, like Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None.
Yes, great.
So great. And they did like a 3-episode thing of it
Mm-hmm.
past few years. That guy was so hot. He was so hot that he was the first to die. I was like, oh, right, people are going to die. I was so involved in the story. I like the 1-by-1 thing. I find that very suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, I always liked this shit. You would draw on a paper plate, and then they would send it off, and they would, like a month later, it was full of millionaires in kindergarten, a salad plate. I still have these. And it was like me and my family in jail, in a net, and I think in a river. Like, we were all in danger the whole time.
Wow.
No,
so that awesome. As a kindergartner, you drew that.
Yeah.
Well, did you have some sort of like anxiety about your family just dying and abandoning you? Is that why you channeled that into art?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I've been anxious since conception. So.
Anxious since conception. That's a t-shirt.
That could be the name of my autobiography. I think about tales of autobiographies all the time.
Please make that autobiography title. If I see that in the bookstore, I'm like, oh, Harker wrote that.
Right. Yeah, like I just always been anxious, and I don't know where that comes from.
No, some people just Me too. I think that's why we gravitate towards horror.
Right.
It's because it's a relief of anxiety.
Right.
And giving that anxiety to other people.
Yes, you take it, please. Yeah. I can't bear it anymore. But yeah, it's safe. It's a safe way to exercise those demons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's the 1-by-1 thing. And then in my next, of course, in our heads, we're always the final girl, So I never think I'm going to be next. But also, it's just, something about that is so weird. Let's split up. Let's not split up,
Well, it's fascinating, you like dissecting of like who's next trope in a horror movie, specifically a slasher movie. So what's your writing process like when you go through that?
I make it up as I go along.
You make it up as you go along.
I'm a pantser, as they say.
Pantser.
Flying by the seat of my pants. But then I remember for the Alexandrite Ring, the psychological mindfuck.
Yes, that's another screenplay.
A screenplay, yes, which turned into a stage play, which I'm setting out now.
Wow. Okay, can you give us a little rundown of the story for that? Because it seems like this will be a great meat of the conversation.
Okay. It's about a troubled architect who's looking for his husband's misplaced wedding ring, and he's interrupted by home invasion that upends his entire life until he doesn't know what's true anymore. It's a mindfuck.
Yeah.
And it's Inception, it's Memento, and Shutter Island.
Ooh, love Shutter Island. That is a mindfuck.
It's such a mindfuck. But it also takes place in one house, essentially. And that blows everyone's faces off. The end. Yeah. Like, never have I ever. Some people are going to figure it out who's doing it.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of the fun, though, of
totally.
Of a slasher film or
totally.
book.
Absolutely. But no one's going to figure out the Alexandra.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is a screenplay you've been writing, or is it kind of finished right now?
It's done. It's been polished. It's
been
like
polished.
if someone wants it, here we go. Like this is good. Let's do this shit. Yeah.
I mean, the home invasion aspect is so fascinating to me because, you know, back in college, one of my friends got held up at gunpoint because by some tweaker who thought we had drugs.
Oh my God.
And I remember I created a short film about like meth vampires coming into the house, and, like, terrorizing everything. And it took me like half a year to realize, oh, that was me processing what happened to my friend. 'Cause I like went to the house, cops were there, like trying to console my friend. And
it's scary. You're traumatized too from a remove, but you're still traumatized.
Didn't realize that.
Right, sure.
So, I mean, just the fact that another human can ruin your life, that's kind of the thread I've been noticing in your films or written work.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all fucked up in some ways, you know? And I find it a lot of themes in my work, which I didn't realize till someone asked me in a pitch. Oh. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. And then I came up with something. I was like, this is totally right, too. I'm not just talking out my ass. I talk about repression a lot. Okay. Yeah. Again, wasn't aware of this until someone asked me. But yeah, repression. Maybe not until September. Yeah, it's just right dark. I also write rom-coms.
And rom-coms. The opposite spectrum.
I know.
You know, it's funny, like people know me as like this gloomy, dark individual.
Right.
But hey man, I'll throw on a Nancy Meyer flick. I love Nancy Meyer. She's great. I think how she writes her characters just with so much charm is just like captivating in some way.
There's complexity to a really good rom-com.
100%.
Absolutely.
And does that influence and flirt with your horror writings? Is knowing that side of the coin?
If so, it's unconscious. Because I don't think so. I feel they're very different. Yeah. Like there's no humor in my horrors. I like my horror straight.
Straight.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, 1 through 4, I'm totally on board. Then it becomes silly.
You're so right.
It can't be silly.
Killing for her dead son. That's like, I mean, let's talk about Friday the 13th.
That's
Friday the 13th yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is Shakespeare. I've never heard somebody describe Friday the 13th as Shakespearean.
Well, at least part 1.
Part 1, right?
Right.
But then even like number 2, how she pretends to be the mother.
Yes. Oh, you're right.
Oh my God.
So it's a double feature. It's a very long play.
Oh, wow. I love that. There's a very long play.
Because then after that, it becomes the next 2 are great, but it's not Shakespearean anymore. Not it's supernatural to a degree. You know?
Yeah.
We had the mother just like, you should have saved my son. I get that. If you hurt my cat, I will fucking murder you.
Yeah. I mean, you understand her psychotic break.
Right.
And, you know, I wish we kind of learned more about her. I was so intrigued.
There's a prequel coming. You know that, right?
No.
It's on Peacock, so we'll never see it. But I think it's pretty sure it's Peacock. I'm not subscribing. But it's a prequel about Pamela Voorhees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you subscribe to Peacock and want to invite me over,
yeah, well, I'll party. We can watch the whole series.
Totally, because it's fascinating. Like, really, like, what did happen prior to this? Aside from your son dying because people were fucking over there, which, you know, which is enough. Don't get me wrong. But who were you before? Were you unhinged before?
That's a good point, right?
Right.
Obviously, it was a cheap slasher, so they didn't go that deep into
Right. And I heard that Betsy Palmer, she took the role because she needed a new car. And literally, that's all she's known for
and then
now.
Became an icon.
Right. And she was, I saw her, oh God, I was very stoned one night. And it was very late. And it was the Game Show Network, and they were showing some show from like the 50s. And it was so weird because it was so weird. And then she was there. Just answering questions and doing stuff.
Pamela Voorhees.
Right. It's like, you used to look like that? That's true. Everyone you know is older. You can see photos of me when I was 17. Like, you used to look like that, you know? But it was like, so you were a thing, at least at that point you're on the show. But if it weren't for Friday the 13th, we wouldn't know who she was at all. No. I hope she knows that and understands, appreciates that. She got her car.
Yeah, she got her car and the fame of being a psycho mother.
Like at this point, she's immortal.
Right. So there was something you mentioned about how you don't like comedy in your horror films that you are writing. Why is that? Because right now, if you've noticed, a lot of the horror films coming out not bring her back. That was really intense.
It's really intense.
Draw on this humor thread that kind of lighten it up, and I think it makes me realize like maybe we don't want to go that dark because I mean, look at the reception of Bring Her Back, right? People are like really disturbed by it, and obviously there are hints of humor, but I think that helps the characters out because
Totally.
naturally humans are funny.
Right. We have our moments of levity, no matter
Yeah.
what's going on. Absolutely.
So how do you channel that when you write, like taking away the humor?
If there's comedy and horror, it's a comedy horror.
Yeah.
It's not horror.
Mhm.
It's different. I like my shit really fucking dark.
Okay.
And I know people who are far hardcore than I am.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't watch Requiem for a Dream
Oh,
again. I was
God.
like, oh,
that was
I
a one and done movie.
I can. Oh my God. It's like, oh, I'm darker than you are? You know? What's happening? But I don't know. I want to be scared. I want to be disturbed. I want to be fucked up by
That's
it.
horror.
Right. So if I'm
Horror is
laughing, it's like after Friday the 13th part 4, it becomes silly. Where it's like, well, this isn't scary now, you know. But if it's Shaun of the Dead, that's the point.
Yes.
If the point is humor, I'm totally on board. Scary movies, I think they're so fun.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
And I don't know, I get really dark. I could come and watch Requiem right now. I love that. The score is just
Oh
like
God, the
best
needle
score
hole.
ever. Oh my God, the needle
God.
hole and the ass to ass thing. It's so fucking
It's so messed up.
dark. God.
It is messed up. Makes you feel bad, especially watching that under the influence. You know, you really do feel
Totally.
every aspect of that film.
It's like, yeah, no, I remember thinking everyone loved it. I'm like, it sounds so boring. And then I was like, this is not boring. Oh God.
Do you think the eras reflect the type of horror that comes out?
Yes.
Because if you look at
100%.
the 90s and 2000s, we did have the comedic horrors and stuff,
Mhm.
but then there was some really dark stuff, maybe not in America, like Irreversible coming out of
I thought that
France.
was great.
That movie is just so
So
that is
fucked up.
like that is dark. That's
Yeah, it's very
bleak.
dark.
Nothing beyond that.
The Europeans are way darker than we are.
Why-
Like
why
Martyrs?
is that?
Martyrs?
Yeah, Martyrs is oh my God, that was a tough watch, but also so intriguing.
It was art. It was
It is art.
stunning. It's the whole torture porn thing.
Yeah.
I don't
That was the
mind,
2000s
but it's
thing.
not my thing.
Yeah.
It depends. There needs to be more than just we're watching the movie tortured. And that was just magnificent. That was not. It's so fucked up.
No, it explains the cult
beauty.
behind it and
Yes.
their mission of creating
Right,
the
and then the
ultimate
boom
marvel.
and just it's beautiful.
I mean, the
Yeah.
French extremity era
Right.
was just, you know, I think it's that idea of not being afraid to go there.
To go there, it's horror.
Mhm.
Why are we pulling punches? Ever.
I know, ever, right? And I think even like the earlier slasher films too, visceral. They were
Oh my God,
actually
Texas
visceral.
Chainsaw?
Yeah, it is pure visceral horror. And then
Mhm.
you go into the 80s and it became like Slumber Party Massacre.
Right.
And I mean, they're great, but it doesn't capture what horror actually
No,
is.
I'm not scared.
No.
If I'm not scared, it's not working.
I think that's such a common complaint I hear.
Really?
It's just like, oh, it was good, but it wasn't scary.
Yes.
It wasn't scary. And I'm just like, how are we coming to this place in horror history where people are constantly saying it's not scary? And what does scary mean? It's relative, right?
It's all relative, but I also think for the horror community, which is very inclusive and embracing and open, we've seen so much.
Yeah, or desensitized to it.
We're desensitized to it. One of my high school friends mentioned, I don't know what the context was, but she mentioned that we've probably seen so much, it doesn't affect you in the same way. I was like, oh. And I'm always chasing that high. I'm always, every movie, I want you to fuck me up. I want you to look over my shoulder, want to be in bed and be like, what was that noise? And it was literally just the cat or whatever. You know, and I might know that, but like, I want that rush every time.
God, I rewatched Jacob's Ladder, like
Right, the original.
the original one. Yeah.
I like the remake too.
Oh,
It was
I haven't
very
seen the
different.
remake.
Oh, it's well done. I like
Okay.
it. But yeah, the
But
first one is a real
it was just
dreamy mindfuck thing.
Oh, it was a mindfuck. It really made you paranoid after watching it, and that was just a straight up horror film.
Right.
It was no levity. It was just
Right.
they were in it from the beginning to the end. And
So good.
do you think? I mean, obviously, it's a turnoff for a lot of people, but that's the idea of what horror is.
Right. And I have friends who are just like, I can't watch those things, which I totally get, especially that genre specifically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't watch rom-coms. Like, why? You know, but horror, I get it because it fucks you up. Not everyone wants to be fucked up.
No.
Sometimes you want to be safe. My rom-coms, they're happy endings. That's the fucking point of a rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
A happy ending. The only genre where I should know going in what is going to happen. Maybe not how we get there.
Yeah.
You know, but then my favorite rom-com is Kissing Jessica Stein.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
They don't end up together. Oh God, sorry. I didn't see it and I didn't give you a spoiler. But it's still
okay. I'll see it in a different lens now.
Okay. It's still a happy ending though.
Oh, okay.
It's very real.
It's a different type of happy.
Yes, it's beautiful. I remember we were watching, oh God, what's her name? Jennifer Westfeldt. Anthony, who's here right now, our live studio audience.
Hello, Anthony.
Okay. It was a photo of Jennifer Westfeldt and John Hamm at some thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oscars, I don't know. And I was like, oh my God, I love Jennifer Westfeldt. He's like, you were the only person who would see this image and say that versus John Hamm. It's like, but Jennifer Westfeldt's really good. He gets all the acclaim. He's great too. I'm not shitting on him, but I'm like, I don't see her as much as him. So I'm like, hey, it's Jennifer Westfeldt. And that rom-com was so sweet.
No, I mean, that's the idea, right? Is giving you that sweet levity for a bit.
Right. We all want a happy ending in our lives,
Yeah.
but not in our horror movies.
No. And I wonder why, because maybe the world is just in such a terrorizing space right now that people don't want to see it on the screen too. But then I argue it's a safe place to kind of let that built up anxiety out.
And it's the release of it, the building up and the release. Like comedy and horror are the same. Everyone talks about this.
Yeah, right.
It's a build up to either scream or laugh. And it's a release. It's a release. And that's why I like, personally, I like horror movies, because I want it to be safe. Even if everyone dies or whatever, it's not life. Like, I don't watch disease movies. I don't watch doctor movies or doctor shows. That's the scariest thing of all.
I
Like,
think
no.
masochist is watching like Contagion during the COVID era.
It spiked too in streaming.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, what are you
That's why
doing?
I'm like, everybody's like, all right, lash me on the back right now. I need to see this.
Right.
What's happening outside right now on the screen.
No, this is real life. This is terrifying. What are you doing? But your average person.
But they're trying to understand it though.
Trying to understand.
They're trying to understand it through media.
A place where it's still safe.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So is there trying to change the subject, but is there like a character you've written in your whole career as a writer that has really stuck with you and has not left your mind since, and maybe has evolved through different characters throughout your scripts and books?
Okay.
Like
the evolution is the key. Because I was like, well, all of them. But the evolution, because Biff and Never Have I Ever. Both books.
I show them every time.
The Bully. It's the same story. But like I said, like the psychology is very different. That was not there originally when I was 17. So he's still the same, but I understand him way more now. Wow. Because my friend she read this. And she was like, oh my God, and freaking out. I can't believe how good it was. I could tell it was legit. It wasn't like, great job. You know what I mean? And so I didn't figure out who was doing it. This person wasn't even my top 3. I was like, who are your top 3? What's happening? But he's just changed so much, understanding who he is. And I mean, there are 2 scenes in this as I was writing it, because, some writers, all writers aren't know. It's just like, oh, I was channeling. And I kind of was. 2 things in particular. Again, the story has not changed that much. When I was writing this version, I was scared. Not that someone is behind me, but just in general, like, this is fucking terrifying.
It affects.
As I'm like, blah, 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 and ideally it works for everybody. It'll make a great movie. And I want it to me, this is PG-13.
Oh, okay.
It's not graphic.
Yeah.
He knows. Anthony knows. I look away from not the scary stuff, the gross stuff. It's one of my superpowers. Looking away at just the right moment. Right. Or just in my eyes. Like, and sometimes it's so close, I almost see like the after effect, like a light bulb or something in a dark room. Someone takes a photo, you're like, whoa. Sometimes I'm like, it's so close, I can still see it. But to me, gore is not the point of horror. Horror is suspense and the release of suspense. So I don't mind the horror, but then there are those weirdos, who I think are stupid, who think if it's not gory, it's not horror.
Yeah. That's just one aspect of it. It's
one aspect of
subgenre.
Right.
It's a slider genre.
Right.
You know?
I don't mind it's there, but that is not what, I mean, think about the others. That's a horror movie. Do you even see blood? I don't think you ever see blood.
I don't think so. I think it's PG-13 too.
I think so too. And so to me, this is how it's written. The director and producers can do whatever they want. Boobs and blood. I don't care. Give me the fucking money. But as written, the violence is fairly muted. And there's no sex, there's no nudity. It's mostly about the language. I remember doing, because I heard you get 2 fucks into PG-13. I was like, okay. So as I was writing the screenplay.
Important fucks.
Right. And I was writing the screenplay and I was like, I should do a check because I was conscious of this. Don't use fuck too often. I think there were 38 fucks and I was trying to keep it to 2. I didn't even know. I didn't realize. It's like, fuck. 39. Now I need to mute this more. But to me, it's PG-13 is that I want it to be a slumber party kind of thing, but also enough that adults like it too. It's still scary. Like kind of scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yes.
Kind of. Because I remember my friend went to see it and she's like, I don't know if it's for kids or it's for us. I was like, I don't either. She's like, it's for us. When she saw it, like this is really, there's intensity. And I love that movie. I think it's great.
You know, another film that's PG-13, but it's just an absolute, really frightening film. It's Room 1408.
Oh yes. Oh, that's PG-13?
I think so.
Oh, that was really effective.
It was.
Really effective.
It's such a slept on film.
It really is.
It really is. Like I hear nobody talking about it.
You're totally, I've never.
And every time I show somebody that film, they're just like, wow, that was really disturbing and it really affected me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know, it's psychological terror. It doesn't need, like you said, the gore and whatnot, right?
Right.
I think that is just another season you put into the stew.
Right, absolutely. A lot of folk horror. I like the folk horror stuff too.
Okay.
It's a slow burn a lot of the time. And sorry, what's that sound? And I like that though. I like the slow burn. It doesn't mean slow. If it's slow, that's different. That could be any movie.
That could be anything. That could be a Tarkovsky movie. It's
Right.
just- which I love. I love Tarkovsky.
I tried to watch
very
Solaris.
Yeah.
That's Solaris, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love the one with George Clooney so much. It was such a fucking failure. I thought it was the most beautiful romance. Oh my God, I own that. I love that.
Interesting.
So I read the
I've not
book.
heard anybody talk about that one with so much praise. Because it's always the
love
OG.
that. Right, no, and I love it so much. I read the book. There's a shit ton of math in that book, and I still read it. But then I started to watch the Russian, the 3-hour one or whatever. I was like, I guess I'll try. And I was like, I remember this one shot, they were going down the freeway for like 11 minutes or something. Not really. But I was like, I have shit to do. Guys, I have shit to do.
You know, like I understand when people like mention that about Tarkovsky, because a lot of his films are just very, you know, they're very slow. Like you really have to sit there and be like, I'm gonna absorb the screen.
Right. In a theater, I maybe could have done it. At home, I've got the cat and I've got the wine. I have shit to do upstairs.
Well, that's the real difference between theaters and watching it at home. You know, like it's crazy that the theater experience, I mean, has been kind of declining, and I hope that of recent with Barbenheimer and
right.
that it's slowly having an uptick, because
I hope so.
There really is that magic of watching in the theater.
Right. And I love that. I don't like people. I will go to the movies and be like, how many people are in this screening? How many people are in this one? And I will choose the one with less because people are sewage. But I don't mind if people are laughing when it's funny, screaming when it's scary, crying when it's sad. That makes sense. Get off your fucking phone. I'll stop there.
You still have passion.
Oh God. Because, I went to see Final Destination, this last one, Bloodlines. What's it called? On a Saturday night by myself. And it was the hugest movie of the weekend. It's a huge success. I think there were 4 other people in the theater.
Oh, wow, really?
It was magnificent.
That's my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah. That one, then 3.
Ooh, I always go, oh my God, how do I do this? There are 5 so far? Or is this 6?
This is 6.
Oh, yes. So I go 5, 3, 2, 6, 1, 4. It's like my pin. It's not my pin.
4's the last one.
It's always The last one. It was fine. I'll watch it again. I watched it a number of times.
Mhm.
It's just not as good as the others. But part 5 with the bridge.
I did not like that.
Oh my God. I
I-
loved that one.
I watched it after seeing Bloodlines, and I was just
Well,
like,
you hadn't seen it before that?
I think that was the one I missed.
I'm not shaming you for
No,
not seeing it.
I think that's the one I missed when like the original run came
Oh, the
out.
bridge is so scary.
The bridge is scary, but I think that film like would cut to the chase for the kills, and it'd be like so elaborate to like a silly degree. Where after watching Bloodline, I was just like, okay, I know it's over the top, but every pinpoint that led to the final kill just felt so grounded and more effective.
Okay.
That was just my view.
Okay, no, that's cool. Yeah. I quite liked it,
Mhm.
but I like all of them so much. It's still number 4, I think.
Do you think, as horror creators, because talking about Final Destination and how you were mentioning how people sometimes can be sewer, there is some sort of misanthropic exercise of writing horror?
Oh,
You're like,
God.
itching that
Yes.
nerve?
My first screenplay is a satire. It's a comedy, not a rom-com. It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's fucking fantastic, too. So once the Alexandrite ring and ever take off, and then the HBO limited series up until September, they're gonna do Green Means Go.
Okay, what's the title again?
Green Means Go.
Green Means Go. All right.
I'm going to adapt it into a stage play at some point.
Mm.
It's about a woman who sues a pop star for lip syncing. So it's really over the top. It's
Yeah.
candy and it's smart and silly. And there are so many great pop songs in it.
That you're writing?
I have the title song "Green Means Go" it plays a significant part in the Alexandrite Ring. So all of my books, as projects, period, as different as they are, they're all connected. It's all one universe.
The Harker universe?
Yeah, the Harkerverse.
The Harkerverse. I like it.
I feel like I knew that before. No, I just said it because you just said it. The Harkerverse.
Hey, this is the episode debuting the Harkerverse.
Harkerverse is all happening. Fuck off, Marvel. I'm just kidding. I like a lot of the Marvel movies. I'm totally kidding. But yeah, so my first one, I remember being at the gym. Did I say this earlier? Doing abs, and I was so upset about the world. I was like, I'm gonna write a fucking screenplay.
So that's the screenplay now. Full circle, right here. Now we know the exact screenplay that doing abs has incited your fingers to work out your aggression that the gym never could.
Right. And so my first 3 screenplays were about my rage. And one is Green Means Go, a comedy, a satire. The second is a rom-com. No, the second is a vigilante killer thing. And then the third one is a rom-com. And I felt much better when I was done.
Hitting the rom-com stage. You felt like you've kind of hit that arc?
I felt like I'd exercised a lot of my rage.
And what was the age range again when you were writing these?
Oh, I don't know, 12 years ago.
Okay. So this was after you've moved from your hometown, right?
Yes.
Did your hometown have anything to do with this pent up rage?
No,
No.
not at all. I feel really fondly toward my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I was with some friends whenever I last visited. They're like, but you feel so fondly toward it, but like you were bullied too. And I was like, but I just took my knocks like everyone else does.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
It's a rite of passage, right? To get bullied.
Right. And so it's like, no. And also because I'm so far away, I can feel more nostalgically toward it.
Mm-hmm.
If I still lived in the area, it might be different, I guess.
That's fascinating. Yeah, when you move away, you kind of yearn for the simple
Yeah,
times.
I think about that town, Manchester, and then Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's a really big draw. I'm not going to move back because I love LA's my place.
Oh, is your
But
place? Yeah.
I'm whispering. Sorry, I do love Ann Arbor.
Yeah. So you love the place, so you felt accepted though.
Yeah, I totally, absolutely. And some of my this takes never have ever takes place in Manchester.
Oh wow, okay.
My hometown.
That's great.
And because I've been annoyed since I was a child, like single age digit, that everything takes place in New York and Southern California.
Right? Not at the hometown.
Right. I mean, and, you know, as you know, it's like no one's really from LA, that stereotype kind of thing. So it's like, so you can write other things. My first is about the entertainment industry. So my second is about road rage. So, you know, so I was doing the third. I was thinking about it taking place in WeHo, just various things. I was like, but no, I'm being like everyone else. So I think everything takes place in Michigan. Yes, I'm from there, but also, so it's not fucking here or New York. Why? Why? Sometimes it matters. 90210, my heart, is, that's the point. Like Sex and the City, New York, Manhattan is a character.
It's a character.
Then it's different. But it just takes place in the Valley. Why? God, The Last Evil Dead, it was so fucking bad and people love it.
Was that in the Valley? No.
It was here because
okay.
one of the characters was an actor. I don't
even remember that story. I just remember the carnage, of course.
Terrible. And this could have taken place literally anywhere. I don't think we're ever outside the building. It's just laziness. It's such fucking laziness. I don't think they even shot it here. I think it was like Romania or something.
Yeah, always Romania.
Romania, right? A lot. And it's just like, there's no reason she's an actor. Anyway, this always bugged me. Yeah. So all my projects after the first 2 take place in Michigan. Because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
It could take place in Vermont.
Love for your origin, your roots.
Right. Whether they shoot it there or not, that's beyond my pay grade.
But the story takes place there.
Right.
And you can always go to Romania and be like, this is Michigan.
Right. Like, Don't Breathe?
Don't Breathe. Oh, the one in Detroit.
Yes. So there are exterior shots of Detroit, but it all was filmed, I think, in Romania. Someplace else.
Same with Barbarian. I think God. I don't know if Romania, but that was supposed to take place.
It was Detroit. Right. Yeah. We just watched that again recently.
Barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, another guest that was on here mentioned Barbarian too. That movie's like just really just been in the zeitgeist, has not left ever since.
No, it's
valid,
crazy.
Right? It's a great movie.
Very well done. And just, who knew? Just the story itself, it's like, who came up with this?
Yeah.
This is not a template. This is different. Never have ever, I will say, it's a template to a degree, but it's all in the execution.
It isn't. Yeah, right? You're taking the structure, but you're filling it with this foreign meat.
Right.
Only you know.
Right.
And that's going to be exotic and tasty for the rest of us to enjoy.
Right. And then everyone will think, hopefully they will film this in Manchester. I don't know what the tax breaks are like in Michigan, but I mean, since it takes place there, like I can say, this is where she lives, this is where he lives, this is the school, this is the pizza place.
Yeah, you're describing it with so much knowledge that somebody else couldn't do, and they're like, okay, it takes place in L.A., Ventura Boulevard.
Right. And I love, again, LA is my favorite place.
Yeah, LA's great.
So like, that's great, but come on, guys. Stories happen everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is the future looking like for Harker? What projects you're trying to push? Obviously, the ones you're holding right now.
The Alexandrite Ring.
Okay.
It, as a screenplay and as a stage play, it's gotten...
Well, for context, you're in the stage world, right?
Yes, I'm a theater critic for Broadway World. I'm in the LA Drama Critic Circle, and I was telling my friend at one point, it's like, well, I finished it, I think it's really good, but I don't have any contacts in the theater world. It's like, oh, I kind of know everyone in the theater world, but not as a writer, as a playwright, as a reviewer. So I'm part of it, but I'm also separate from it.
Yeah.
So I think that because it's such a small, contained piece, that's why I adapted it to the stage. Because it's easy to adapt to the stage. I cut some things out that are very specific to, it has to be theatrical.
Yeah.
They wouldn't see it from an audience on a stage. And I just find that that's the big push now. But I'm also, for the stage play and the screenplay, I have a producer who's actively looking for to attach talent, which is yay. And then my children's books, there's so much going on.
You're all over the place.
The first children's book dropped maybe a month ago. It's getting really good reviews. The Bird Who Was Afraid to Fly. Because I have a crippling fear of heights. Right. I'm terrified I'll fall all the time. And so I started messaging or querying some agents about the second one.
Gotcha.
Because I'm like, well, this is an easier sell than the first one. So love me, kind of. And so I've been working on that a lot.
Well, I'm intrigued about the horror on the stage because I don't really hear too much about horror on the stage. How'd you adapt like the scares to be on a stage that everybody's watching at all time? There's no cuts, there's no nothing.
Right.
You have lighting, you have curtains, but
the lighting. There are things that take place outside the house, which in my head, even for the screenplay, it could just be we could be standing here talking, telling you about the memory, and we see it back there. Well, we're still on screen. So in the stage play, because there's so much theater, I know that. It's astonishing what they can do, not just on the big stages, maybe not the small black box, but like the medium stages. It's astonishing what they can do. So there's a video screen that shows the things that are happening outside or in his head.
Oh,
And then
fascinating.
we fade out and we go back to what's happening on the stage.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it's like multimedia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that might work against me as I submit it to contests.
Well, how so?
Maybe they won't want to do that. Maybe they will think that's
okay.
not the stage if it's filmed.
So you wrote that in the script.
It's in the script.
Okay.
But it can all be done. It can all be, in my writer's group, I sent that to them, and someone said to basically engage the audience more, like some of the things we're going on stage are in the audience. And I was like, I don't know. But I went with it, and it really works.
Well, as a stage critic, have you seen a lot of horror plays? Is that a popular thing?
No, it's not popular.
Okay.
But it is around.
Yeah.
It does happen. I saw it was such a stupid title. I think 2222. So stupid. And at every scene break, it was fucking terrible.
Okay.
I should probably not say it quite that way. It was fucking terrible. And every scene break, there'd be a siren that would come on. So fucking loud. We're all like, oh my God.
Well, a jump scare.
It was awful, but it had nothing to do with what was happening on the stage. So did you realize this wasn't working? So you were trying to jump scare us into thinking it was working? Because it didn't. That adds to it not working. I can't remember if I reviewed it or not. I don't think I did. I think I was glad I
Well, now
didn't.
you're reviewing it right now.
It was so bad. Oh my God. But Anna Camp was very good. Very good. And that's the end.
Was there an untapped market in horror on the stage? Like, for example, the director of Reanimator, Stuart Gordon, he started with stage direction.
I saw Reanimator on stage.
Yeah, so I think, I'm not sure if he's the one that adapted it to the stage after he directed the film, but he would do horror plays. And I haven't really heard too much about horror on the stage since him. And maybe I'm just so removed from it, but obviously you haven't really seen much either. Do you think there can be more done to kind of elevate that?
I do. Horror is more suited for film. Yeah. And because there's only so much you can do. And then you go to like the haunted houses and it amps it up, but they can touch you. I'm like, no, I'm not going. You do not touch me. But it amps it up, and that's great. A lot of, I think, for theater, it's like psychological. Like I saw something called The Ants. It was good enough I remember that generic title.
Yeah.
And at the Geffen, and I wasn't scared, but it was a thriller to such a degree it launched into horror. It was fantastic. It was very reality based. And then, I was going to say, I saw something else, not the 2222. Oh, Anthony, I went to see something at the Geffen, and again, the Geffen, and we couldn't leave. It was like a magician thing. Oh. You couldn't leave once it started. It was like, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, like when there's a fire, obviously, I'm sure someone could leave, but it was just like, this is kind of freaking out. And he was really good. He was very good. He was very effective. But it's, again, more psychological than visceral.
Yeah, because that's the main effect you can have is psychologically.
Right.
Showing it all.
Right. But with all the things they can do, God, when I saw Frozen, I still don't know what they did. How did her dress change? It was poof, and it was just. But what did you just do? I've no. And that's a big
magic, right?
It's magic. The magic of theater.
I mean, that's the beauty of just media, films, anything like that, especially in the horror realm. It's all magic. It's all magic that you're going to enjoy for a certain amount of time, and that's why I appreciate people like you creating this magic in all these different forms. You know, books, poetry, film, like children, like you have such a wide range, and which is great. And do you have any messages for the viewers that are in your wheelhouse that you can inspire?
It's the corniest thing, but do what comes true to you. Don't chase the trends. Don't try to do what you think people will want. It needs to be organic because people can tell. As they're reading whatever you submit to them, they're like, they can tell subconsciously. Write what comes naturally. all these things came naturally in the children's book and the song lyrics. I'm entering song lyric contests. I should be writing with Taylor Swift right now. I'm just saying. Because some of them are really good.
Well, Taylor Swift, you saw it here. Right. Get this man writing for you. Harker, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
So great. Thank you so much.
Of course.